anyone who would like to share an amazing something or a survival something, right? It could be survival as well. Not everything has to be amazing. But is there anyone who wants to start today by sharing end of the year celebrations, teacher appreciation, student appreciation, self-care idea?
I'll start.
Perfect. Okay, we'll start with Jennifer and then we'll go. Yes, we'll start with.
Well, I don't know. It's not really. So one of the things that I have coming up this Friday that we're working on is we've worked really hard. It's hard in a small rural area to get to know your business leaders. And we really don't have a ton of businesses in Stanfield. If you've ever driven through here, we have a Circle K, a post office, a bar, and a tire shop, right? And a welding shop and those kinds of things. We don't have a lot here, but we've been really working hard to try to get our community involved in this school. And so this is our second one now, and it's coming up this Friday. We're calling it Breakfast with Business Leaders. Our first one, we had maybe 10 people come, but that's 10 more people than we typically see. And really, we set it up to just be like a networking thing, like come network with us, learn more about our community. We hosted it here at the school, but I didn't talk about school the entire time. But these were kind of the people that I want to know, like what's happening at our school, what's going on. These are our voters. These are people that have some sort of business in our community. So it grew from the first one. We did it during third quarter. I'm trying to do one a quarter. We just started it. It's our second one. And I have a business in town who's hosting breakfast, and we're just going to get together and network. And I'm hoping to get about 10 or 15 different people at this one. But if the same people come back, that's great too. My board members usually come and have breakfast with us. I have my student council leaders come and talk and mingle with whoever shows up for the day. And then I figure it's kind of good for them to talk with business leaders. If they want a tour of the school, we'll give them a little tour because maybe they haven't been on our grounds. They want to see it. We'll give them a tour. But most of it is just mingling. And we serve breakfast. And the breakfast for this one was covered by one of the businesses here in town. The first breakfast, I got SRP to sponsor. We cook the food in our school cafeteria. So we kind of keep it local in the fact that the breakfast is we make it right here on campus. But it's really exciting. And I'm happy that we finally, this is the first time in the 5 years that I've been here that we've had these and that we've gotten some different people on our campus that maybe aren't parents, but are voters and have businesses in town. We usually I think this time we have some different people coming. And so we have our county supervisor who's supposed to be stopping by and a few other people that weren't here the last time. So that's kind of one of the things that we've got going on that we're excited about is trying to figure out how do we get people on our campus to see what's happening, celebrate the good things, but not so much talk about school and like, give me your money. More of just come on, see what we're doing, see what's happening, talk to each other. For some of them, the last time was the first time that they even met different business owners in our community. And so we had them kind of share a little bit about their who they are in their business. And it was really fun. So hopefully this one goes really well too. It's coming up on Friday.
That's really neat. Does anybody have any questions for Jennifer? I have a question. So do you do this at like 7 a.m.? Do you do it during school, before school? 7:30? You're muted. Sorry. We're doing it 7:30 to 8:30. I also didn't share that we're not a unified district, so we're K-8. And so we even don't really collaborate with our high school district. That's our feeder high school. And so because we're trying to also build that up, I invited the superintendent from the high school district, and he's coming with one of his board members. So that's really exciting too, because I guarantee the high school district their board members have never been out in this rural area, even though they take our kids. They've never been out here. So we're excited to kind of have them out here too, to meet some of our local businesses, but also just to put the feelers out and try to help them build some connections with our community as well.
And I wanted to ask, what is your school? I'm so sorry.
That's okay. We're Stanfield Elementary School District. We're K-8.
Gotcha.
And we're just kind of out here in the middle of farmland between Casa Grande and Maricopa.
Yep, I know where you're at.
So, yeah, it was just one of those things. I've been trying really hard. This is my first year as superintendent, but I've been trying really hard to just get our community to know the school, come on school grounds, check us out, just mingle. And I used to be when I lived in Casa Grande, where was the principal at Casa Grande, we were very involved in the Chamber of Commerce, our school district was. And so as principals, we all had to be a part of either Chamber of Commerce or Rotary or a different organization. And when I moved out to Stanfield, I'm like, there is no Chamber of Commerce. There's no Rotary Club here in this town. There's no Kiwanis. And so this is kind of my attempt at trying to do like what they would do at a chamber event where they do like the breakfast, business breakfast or business after hours type events. This is my attempt at least trying to get my community together to talk with each other.
Did you like provide a presentation?
No, I didn't. I kept it super simple. So I purposely invited a few businesses last time who I knew could bring some little gifts, like gift baskets. Then I had created a couple of school swag type baskets. And so what we did is every person that came in just got to mingle. They signed in. We gave them a little ticket. They ate breakfast. They talked. We had our student council kids walking around the room too and talking to them. And then I just, it's only an hour. And so, but it was about 20 minutes before we were going to end. I just said, we're so glad to have everybody here. We're going to do our drawing. If you win and we call your ticket, you have to come up and share your business and your name, your business, and a little bit about your business. You have like a minute at the mic. And so they just got to each come up and share a little bit about their business. They won a little prize. So for this one, the business that's hosting it is a custom farm service. So they spray. They're the ones that spray the fields, and they spray all the field around this area for all the farmers. They're providing they're sponsoring the breakfast, and they're going to bring a couple gift baskets. SRP is buying some land down in our area. So they've been a great community partner lately. So I've been taking advantage of that, and just, I invited her, and she said she'd bring a couple gift baskets. And so, we're kind of just keeping it simple. I didn't want to have a presentation, and I didn't want it to be like, we want your money, like come and see the school because we want a big donation, or we want you to vote on the override that, that might be coming up in the future. I just wanted it to be simple. And so no planning on my part, no real work on our part other than to host it.
Did you ask for RSVPs, and how did you get the word out?
So we put the word out on Facebook. We put the word out on our website. I send it to a few key people that I know are involved in a lot of work groups, and tell them to spread the word and pass it around. Our board members, I sent the flyer to each of them and said, please spread the word to any business people in the area, because our board members live here. They live in our area. One of them is pretty involved in agriculture, so she sent it out to all the farmers in this area. One of them's pretty involved in the food bank and some of the small organizations in town, so she sent it out to all the churches and food banks and those kinds of groups in this town. And so it's just basically word of mouth and passing the flyer out. We sent it out on our assist system as a text message. If you're a business owner or a business owner, pass the word. We'd love to see them at breakfast. So we'll see if we get more people. The first one we got, I think, about 10, maybe 12. I'm hoping to get a few more this time. We also took the flyers to the business. So anytime I went to Circle K, I took the flyer for the manager. If somebody was going to go to the post office to drop off mail, I said, pick up a flyer from the school office and take it and drop it off. My maintenance gal, she went around to all of the places in town where they, like the welding shop, the Napa store. So anything that she went to get parts for this week, she took a flyer personally and invited them. So we did a bunch of in-person drop-offs. So we'll see.
Very cool.
Just trying to build it up because it's hard when you're out here nowhere. So
I love that idea. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Any other questions? I'm going to follow up with you after Friday and see how the second time goes. Yes, it does. It sounds really exciting.
How it goes this time. We have our mud run that day too. The students do a big mud run, kind of our end of the year fun activity for kids, and it's their fundraiser. And so we're going to take all the businesses out to see the mud run so they can see what that looks like and see the kids having some fun out there. Our fire department, we don't have a fire department, but we do have like a volunteer fire department, and they have a water truck. So they're going to bring the water truck and wet the field down for the mud run. And so I figured it'd be a great thing to take them out there to see that too. That is neat. Thank you very much. Thank you. And then I think Trevin, I'm so sorry.
Trevin is right. Yeah, Trevin.
Trevin. Okay. You had your hand up. You have something to
Yeah, mine was on the teacher appreciation side of it. I don't know how many are elementary schools, so this might not be as applicable, but we're a high school, and the thing that stood out that I thought of when you were talking about teacher appreciation is I'm in charge of student council, and so when we get to teacher appreciation, it's always like the time. That's one of the big times in the year where I tell the students, like, hey, you guys have to be 100% on this because I'm also a teacher. I don't want to be planning teacher appreciation week. So, and you guys need to figure it out. And it makes it pretty easy because it's 4-day week and there's 4 grades. And so we just say, okay, freshmen, you're in charge of Monday. Sophomores, you're in charge of Tuesday. You give it to each one. You say, hey, you guys got to do something. And I try to stress to them, like, I'm not like, a lot of times I step in and I'm like doing all this stuff, but like, I don't want to do that this week because I'm a teacher and you guys need to be planning this.
Appreciating me.
Yeah. Right. So, and so it is a good opportunity to like put some responsibility back on the students and say, hey, like this is an event that you need to plan. It's okay for you to plan it. You can do it. And they just do little things like I tell them like, hey, it's pretty easy to just, you have your budget, contact a restaurant, cater lunch or something like that, get the teacher's breakfast. I always tell them like, hey, if you're short on money, like just take all the teachers, assign them all out to like three kids per teacher, each kid write them a letter, put that in their mailboxes. That's something you can do. It doesn't cost you any money. So I always give them ideas of what they can do, but then I put it on them and say, now pick one and I'm hands off on this. So
That is really neat. Are there more questions for Trevin? How many years have you been doing this?
I've been student council advisor for 3 or 4 years, but Miss Avila, who did it before me, that's how she did it too, was that she said, okay, you guys are in charge of this. So they'd been doing it for like 8 or 9 years, I think. So
what has been the probably the most surprising thing you've seen out of the students over the years? Is there anything that's just really been like, wow, this is amazing?
Well, I think for me, the letters thing was the most surprising because the first time they did it, they came up with it. So like I told them in the future, like, hey, this is something that they did, but it was really nice. And I did see like a pretty positive, like that was pretty impactful for the teachers too, to just get these letters in their box and like, when they did it, I don't know, I liked my letters that I got. I don't know if all letters were like 100%. I try to tell the kids, hey, make sure that there's always going to be 3 kids that you can find that like, that's their teacher. Like don't don't tell a kid, hey, you have to write Miss So-and-so a letter because if they don't like Miss So-and-so, then I've never had them like write a bad letter, but it's just going to be a generic, like, oh, you're great. And thanks for being here type thing. And I always tell them like get kids to volunteer, like say who's going to write which letters so that way they're more meaningful to the teacher that they write them for. So that's been kind of the most surprising. I'll be honest, like it's not usually like kind of above and beyond stuff because it is like they don't get a ton of opportunity where they're in charge of it and they kind of get like deer in the headlights about it and they go about it. But it is good for them to have that experience to be like, yeah, you have to do this.
Oh, I agree with that. Any other questions? I don't have a question. Oh, go ahead. Yes, go ahead, Lisa.
How many teachers do you have?
It is right now it'd be 10 teachers, but then we usually for Teacher Appreciation Week, we throw in like, we say not to discount the teachers. So I tell them like, we usually do the number about like 25 because that's like teachers plus the librarian, plus the lunch ladies, plus the maintenance staff, plus the office staff. And that's why I say like, hey, if you're going to do something, like if you're going to do the letters thing, do it for all of them. If you're catering, make sure that's the number you're shooting for. So it's not just the teachers on that.
Okay. Sounds cool.
Jennifer, I was just going to share, that reminded me of something that we used to do when I was in Casa Grande. And it worked really well for middle school. And I would imagine high school would work too. Is that every year for Teacher Appreciation Week, they would do, so they did Every Scholar Has a Teacher. So they took like the top 10 of each 8th grade class, because we had 3 middle schools. So they took the top 10. You'd have to scale it down in a smaller rural area, but the idea is still good. So they took the top 10 from each of the 3 schools. Those top 10 students had the highest GPA. They had to identify a teacher who impacted them and made a difference in their life. And it was always so fun to visit with your top few kids and say, who was the teacher who impacted you the most? And learn a little bit about them. But what they did is they had to write an essay about that teacher and what they did to make that impact on them. And then the district hosted a little event where those 30 teachers then, and those 30 students got to recognize those 30 teachers at an event. And it was always so cool to watch because the teachers would be crying, and that was kind of the kickoff to Teacher Appreciation Week. And we also got to recognize our top 8 students or top 10 students. So they called it Every Scholar Has a Teacher, and it was the kickoff. And I thought that kind of reminded me when you talked about high school things, because it didn't take a lot. It cost a lot of money, other than we did order some medals. Like we had a round medal that the student got to give their teacher when they read the essay as a kind of a little memory of the event. But you could do a certificate too. But it was neat, and that it was good for your top kids to recognize a teacher who made a difference. And that teacher could still be in the district, or they might not be in the district anymore. But we still invited them to come to that event, and they still sent them their essay wherever they were. We hunted them down.
I like that. I do. I like the idea to maybe even using like some of the letters as like the opening to the luncheon, right? Like pick your favorite letters. I like that idea. Finding those. So that's really neat. And at Drummond, what district are you with?
I'm at Siloam High School.
Okay.
You're out there too.
Yep.
Wonderful. All right. Thank you very much for sharing. Who is next? Who has something that they would? Yeah. Oh, Jennifer. Great. Jennifer, please.
I'll share some of the cool things we have going on. So, on the whole teacher appreciation, staff appreciation side of it, I know it's still not for a few weeks, but in the middle of testing, I had one of our local food trucks. Some parents that their kids go to school here, they have a sweets truck, and they have different coffees and beverages and snacks. So I had them come and park on campus, and then all the staff got to go down for an hour before school started and treat themselves to a little, mid-testing treat. And then we have a carnival coming up for our community, and it's kind of themed around Mother's Day. So we'll, have different games, and it'll be a fundraiser for an end of the year activity for the kids. But we're going to set up different booths to kind of get more community members and parents involved. We have parent surveys, student surveys, and then we're going to be offering prizes for those who fill out the surveys. One of our things it's been hard to get feedback when surveys get sent out. So we're just going to offer raffle tickets and things for the completion of those. We'll have STEM kits to give out and resources and activities for parents to do with their kids in the summer. So that's kind of our annual thing that we've been doing. And it's been a really good way to bring everybody together and share a meal and get involved in what's going on at the school.
For your carnival, is it inside or outside?
It's inside. We have partnered with Ray Smart. He created some cornhole boards for us. So I think next year we're going to get a little bit of a friendly tournament going and move it a little bit more outside.
Oh, neat.
Oh, that's just short and sweet.
Hey, no, that's good. Any questions for Jennifer?
So they all kind of come together. So the carnival is also where you like collect the surveys and give the ticket.
Mhm.
And okay, so it's all part together.
Yeah, there's different booths. You know, there's a side that we have all the games, and then we have like a potluck area, and then we'll also set up some informational with our surveys, different activities for the kids and the parents to take home for the summer.
Is it kind of like your field day?
No,
No. Okay.
it's an actual like event that we do at night for the parents and the community.
Okay. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you very much.
All right. Who is next? Anybody else? All right. I'll share mine then for right now. It is, so I'm going to tell you about class team building. I don't know if you've ever heard about it. I just stumbled across it years ago. It is not too expensive. It's a little labor intensive. It's a little. I'm going to just say that. It's a little. But if you have somebody on your staff who's like really an amazing gung-ho, like organizer, supporter, then this is a good event for you. But class team building is a company where you buy an annual subscription. And then they send you on the website. This time it said there's 11 events. I don't ever do all the events because it's way too much. But we always do one event for Teacher Appreciation Week. And then we usually do one in the fall as well. Right now it's $499 for the access to the 11 different programs, and they'll mail it out to you throughout the year. So it's like a year-long subscription. And I'm going to just share my screen for a moment just so you can see. I'm going to do entire screen. Okay. I'm going to do this one. But this one right here, this is the one that we did last year. So we did Teacher Appreciation Week Survivor. And then they send you the instructions for the whole program. So this would be to you and whoever else. It gives you the emails to send to your staff. It gives you, if there's announcements, it gives you the announcements that you can read. And then it tells you how to customize it for your school. There are always prizes. But they can be like dollar store prizes. And then if you get somebody to donate, you can get some of those prizes as well. And how Survivor works, which is kind of similar to a lot of them, is that they go in, they spin a wheel, they get a number, and that number gives them a task to complete. And the task is often like boosting somebody else up as well. So like the task might be find your favorite person on campus and tell them how much, you appreciate what they do. When you're done, give yourself this many points. Or it'll be, like surprise 2 people with XYZ. So it's just about kind of forcing everybody to interact in a positive way as well with each other. And then they get points for it. And then they can get prizes at the end. But the whole point is to really get everybody interacting with each other and really appreciating and enjoying the staff that they work with, which is really, really nice. So this year, which we haven't done yet, is Wicked. So I don't know how your staff would feel, but I think my staff's going to be pretty excited about it. And when you sign up, you get access to it, but it has the instructions, the activities, the prize guide posters. So you can like hang the posters around campus. And it just gives you all of the instructions for the different activities. And like I said, it does take a little work,
But over and over, I have had, especially when like a new staff member comes, they're like, this is so amazing. I appreciated this so much. Everybody's laughing. A lot of it is taking photos, and then you like share the photos that people send you of them doing the activities, or videos of them doing the activities. I'm sure there will be singing or dancing in this one, and people will have to like take videos of their singing or dancing, and then you share those out. And it usually is pretty fun. And I just highly recommend it. They also have some where it's a whole campus activity. So like, we did in October, we did the principal's book of secret, right? And so I did a lot of announcements, and then it was like a scavenger hunt, and the teachers and the students are kind of working together to solve the riddle. And they have a new one, Clue, which again, the students will like work with the teachers. And I will tell you again, it's a little labor intensive, but it is so much fun, and the staff appreciates it so much. And really, if you have people who hate this kind of stuff, they don't really have to participate. But for the people who like this kind of stuff, it's a lot of fun. And you can also, like, a lot of the customization is being able to put in people's names. So it might be like, decorate, and then you insert a staff member's chair, and then take a photo of it. So that you can make sure like everyone on campus is kind of covered, and that everybody's included and no one's excluded. And it's just such a neat activity. It costs $499 for the year. But if you have $499, I will say that it's a really fun program, and you will be able to use it many, many times. I don't ever get to use all of the times because it is just so much work. Yeah. So any questions about that? And I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
I got a couple of questions about it.
Yes.
Well, about how many of them, you said you get 11. How many of them are school-wide versus just the staff, like of that 11?
So it's, I would say it's really heavily focused towards the staff and not the whole school. There's usually only one or two that are focused on the school. Okay. However, I have asked them specifically, could a teacher do this in their classroom? And they said, sure. So you can still kind of push it out a little bit further, or you could tweak it to include everybody, where if it's like a staff participation, you could have the teachers participate, and then the students like come and cheer them on and see what kind of, activity they get. And then the students could help. So you can kind of still tweak it. But I know at least one per year is for the whole entire school. And it's a lot of fun.
And then you said you get 11 of them, but you don't usually use 11. Besides them being like pop culture related, like the Wicked one, is there anything that limits you from like doing it like, okay, I'm going to pay $4.99, buy this thing, and then use it over the next like 4 years? Like, so, break it down, or how does it work?
So when I purchased, like, if you see, I actually have like the Survivor one that I showed you is saved in my Google Drive. So you can like, once you buy it, you can download the material, and so you can use it. And my thought was, if I download all 11, but I don't use them every year, then I could use this one next year. And so once you have them and download them, you could do it. The one thing you might lose access to is like a spinning wheel, but there's a lot of free spinning wheels where you could just kind of do that yourself. Okay. So, cool. Yes. Yeah.
I was going to say that at one time, I think this company did a free opportunity to use one of their activities. And I did this years ago, and it was for countries, and your staff developed teams, and they were a country. And what we found was the kids were as excited as the staff were when they did it. So when you're talking about bringing in the school, sometimes they come along with the teacher's excitement.
They do. The kids love it. And the teachers really love doing it with the kids. I mean,
that is what we've seen. Like the principal's book of secrets. Like every day I would make at least one announcement that was like a clue. And then it wasn't even planned, but you would see like the teacher and the students like wandering the campus quickly, trying to like see if they could find whatever it was that I was talking about. And it seems that they try to do, from my experience, the school-wide ones, they usually try to push out in October and kind of make it Halloween-ish kind of related. Like the principal's book of secret, it was about somebody who was like dressed up. It had something to do with Abraham Lincoln. I can't even remember, but like, then you were supposed to try to find somebody who could like kind of dress like Abraham Lincoln for the like Halloween parade so that they could kind of figure out that this is where it's been going. And then they did Clue, which again, you know, it's a murder mystery, although they're school appropriate. I will say they're school appropriate. It sounds not school appropriate, but they're very school appropriate. And they seem to try to do that one towards October. But we've tried to do one kind of at the end of the year where I was trying to like, okay, we're done testing. Now what? Right. And so we try to kind of push one of them into the end of the year. And the kids love it as well. I will say they're really well done. And they do make it pretty turnkey. But they do like you to have prizes. A lot of the prizes I get are Dollar Tree prizes. And then we try to get like a $25 gift card for like the grand prizes. But the activities are just so fun that, you know, you don't need gigantic prizes. And they even say like the prize could be, you know, if they have breakfast duty, like you'll cover their breakfast duty, or if they get an extra hour of free time, like you will cover their class whenever, you know, they need. And so there are options for no money, but it's fun to have just little prizes for them to enjoy. I think we've done it around the holiday season too, for instead of like a gift exchange, we did one of these activities and then they could, it was again by point, they got to pick like a box with a little prize in it. And that was a lot of fun too.
So Krista, have you had this for more than 1 year?
Yes.
Do the 11 activities or whatever, do they change each year?
They do. It's getting better. I will say that there have been some repeats. And then sometimes it's like, well, if this is your first year, do this. But if this isn't your first year, do that. But like I re-upped this year because I saw new activities again. So I think they're trying to, and maybe I'm just a little further ahead, but I think people joining now, I think they're going to try to get people into a rotation of like, these are this activities for this year. These are this activities for this year. But even 11 activities, it would be enough for easily 2 years of activities if you wanted to download them and be frugal and save that way.
So if, let's just say I wanted something like for the beginning of school, so I would join in July. It doesn't matter when you're joining, it's still the whole year.
Yeah. Well, I think so. Like if you joined today, it would be from now through this time next year.
Okay.
So it's just whenever you join, you get 12 months of their activities.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else have something end of the year? Or
we've got a couple things going on here. We have we call it a burger burn. It's basically a community event where everyone comes out and we cook hot dogs and hamburgers and that kind of stuff with jumping castles and cornhole and all kinds of games. Just it's a way for us to give back to the community. It's on Friday afternoon next week from like 4:30 to 6. So that'll be fun. It's a good way for us to give back to everyone who's given to us. And also next week, I've never done this before. So it's my first time. I guess this is a thing they've done here periodically, is an underground spirit week. So we don't tell the kids what the spirit week is. We as a staff all just dress up in different things and do different things during the week and see how long it takes them to figure out that there's something, that we're in cahoots with something. So for example, one of the days is blackout day. So you dress in all black from head to toe and you just kind of go about your day like nothing's going on and see if any kids notice. Anything but a cup day. So you drink out of a coffee can or a vase instead of like your cup for the day, and see how long it takes kids to notice like what something weird is going on here. So that's kind of a neat little thing that they've done here before. I'm curious to see how it works out next week. So
That's the first time I've heard of that. That sounds really fun.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It should be cool.
As you're talking, there's something kind of unique about Dateland. Dateland does 4th of July celebration for the community, and it's a big deal. They've done it for years. Everybody comes out. It's sponsored. It's all brought in through sponsorship. And so that's something that I got to experience as I was coming in last year, and I'm looking forward to it as we move forward this year. But it is a huge community event, lasts all day long into the night, and is looked forward to by a lot of people, not just in our area, but in the surrounding areas. So looking forward to that again this year.
A question about both of those. So on the 4th of July, do you guys do that on campus? Like they host the thing at the school?
We host the food and everything on campus. The fireworks are outside of the campus because we are next to the desert. We have plenty of desert. And we are also the local fire department. Volunteer truck is here. So it's all permitted. The fire department from Welton, I believe, also comes out and helps with that. So we have a lot of personnel to help with it. But yes, it's on campus and off campus.
For the fireworks, can people stay on campus to watch the fireworks, or do they have to go off?
Yes, they sit on our field because we announce the sponsorships. Usually people put out a narrative or, we're doing this firework in sponsorship to honor someone. And so they have speakers set up. We do the announcement, then they do the firework, and it does that throughout the evening. So it's really special.
Nice. And then for your undercover dress up week, do you know what your other themes are this week, this year? What are you going to do?
Yeah. So Monday is dressed like a principal day. So they're supposed to wear a polo shirt, khaki pants to try to match me. Tuesday is anything but a cup day. Wednesday is blackout day. Thursday is college day. Support your alma mater and wear your favorite college that day. And then since our school color is purple, so it's Friday is dress like a king or queen with a tiara or a crown and your best purple gear.
Fun.
That's fun.
Yeah, it should be fun.
So when the kids figure out something weird's going on,
I don't know.
what do you do? Do you just go like,
Oh, I don't know. I gotta play along. That's a great question. I've never done one of these before, so I guess I'll find out. I'm learning right along on this one. It'd be kind of cool to see like your prizes for kids who did figure stuff out, but I'm not sure what they have planned. Our PTC helped put this together.
or if they can figure out, like, what if they show up dressed? Oh, like they think you're going to show up. So, like, see if you can figure out the theme and join along. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't tell them. I have no idea.
Yeah, that'd be a hard one.
That one sounds really fun, though. It's
Yeah.
a fun end of the year.
We talked about doing that, then like an undercover dress up week. And one of the ones that we talked about was, and this would kind of go to kind of like team building between the teachers, is like, I buy, you wear for that, for one of those dress up days. So you pair up the teachers and then have them purchase the outfit for the other teacher, and then they have to wear whatever the other teacher buys for them, within reason, obviously, but
Right.
Yeah,
but yeah, we thought that would be kind of fun.
that would be fun and possibly horrifying. But
We said anything would go as long as it was appropriate, as long as it was within dress code and didn't have anything on it that we're not allowed to, that the students weren't allowed to wear to school. So
did you see someone buying like a used wedding dress at Goodwill?
for sure.
Goodwill shopping? I see Goodwill shopping.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
It's heyday right here. Like, I'm going to find the ugliest thing you could buy in a Goodwill.
Yeah.
and making one of your colleagues wear it.
100%.
I would not hold back. That's for sure.
100%. So I just want to share something else that we do. It's not really celebratory, but it's something that we've been doing for 3 years, and it's good. Could it be better? Yes. I'm going to just say yes, it could be better. However, I like the concepts of it. That I'm going to say the materials of it are a little outdated, but looking to see where we can kind of update it as we go. But have any of you heard of L to J with Lee Jenkins? Yeah. So I heard him speak at an ARSA conference several years ago. And I mean, he sells the materials for you to use, and it's extremely inexpensive. I mean, extremely inexpensive. But again, could it be updated? Yes, it could. But he sells the Arizona like math quizzes. So they created them, and he sells them for $7 per grade. And that's what I mean, like or $7 like per teacher. So if your teacher wants one, it costs $7. But they have randomized 10 questions of the Arizona math standards for 28 quizzes throughout the year. Because they figure, there's a couple of weeks you can't give the quizzes, but you give one quiz per week per year. And it's supposed to really build upon like the group efficacy, because how it works is each student will get their own little sheet to keep track of their scores. And a lot of kids start out with like 0, 1, or 2 at the beginning of the year. And then as they go on throughout the end of the year, they get closer, 7, 8, 9, 10, towards getting those standards. And again, they're randomized. So getting 1 at the beginning of the year and 8 at the end of the year shows a tremendous amount of growth, because it's just a variety of standards for the whole year. It does review a few, like usually the first 2 or 3 are review standards from years before that kids might need to review. But then you also keep track of the class scores. So at the class scores at the beginning of the year, they have, this is the class score, and then as they get a new high score in their class, they do like a little 30-second celebration. And the teacher can decide what it is. Like maybe they get, I remember hearing like middle schoolers, if they got a new high score in their class, they got 30 seconds of bottle flipping. You know how you like flip them and try to get them to land, right? Okay, I'll give you 30 seconds if we get a new high score. It's nothing too extreme or extravagant. And then you also keep track of the scores school-wide. And so as you get new high scores throughout the year, what we do at our school is I will get on the announcements. I'll make an announcement, and then I'll turn on 30 seconds of like a celebratory song. And we cut pool noodles into little sections like this, but then we cut them in half. And if you pinch the ends, they fly in the air and they make like a little pop sound. So you just pinch them together and they fly across the room. So the teacher gets out the bag, and then during the 30 seconds of music, they like flip those, right? And what you're supposed to do is you keep track of, so year after year, I keep track of the school-wide high score. And then that becomes the goal to beat for the next year. So whatever your school-wide score is for the whole year, that becomes your goal line. And for the board, I kind of like it because it's like an additional piece of progress monitoring, but it's not, it's not a benchmark assessment. It's just something that they kind of fit in. It's 10 questions that they fit in throughout the week. And I think this is our 4th year doing it. And we have been seeing gains, and the kids, they get excited because they know, again, if someone's only getting 3 right, but they beat the new high score by 3, you know, you can celebrate every kid who gets like a new high score, no matter where it is. And it all contributes to the higher class score. And then we also just kind of made up our own and added it to the oral reading fluency for K through 3. So then we just take our oral reading fluency numbers and we chart those every week too. And so for math, we have a big display in one of the buildings that have our math scores over the year. So it's a graph, and here is like this dot, this dot, this dot, and it keeps track of the score for the year, and it has the goal line. And then we also do that for reading. And this is our 4th year. And though I wish the quizzes were a little more updated, I really like doing it. The students really like doing it. They feel a lot of pride for like, oh, you know, I'm getting so much better at my L to J. And the reason they call it L to J is, one, it was Lee Jenkins, right? Like Lisa Jameson, you could steal this and be like, it's for me, L to J. But I can't remember what kind of graph it is, but at the beginning of the year, because they mostly have 0s, 1s, and 2s, it kind of looks like an L on the graph here, right? Like lots of 0s and then maybe 1s, 2s, and it kind of gets lower. And then at the end of the year, it's higher. We have more 10s, 9s, 8s. So it goes from an L to a J by the end of the year. Again, I would really like updated quizzes. And quizzes have a couple of mistakes in them. But, you know, after 4 years, you kind of figure out what those are. But just the overall idea of it and the collective efficacy of students trying harder because their class and their school want to get a high score has been it's been a really nice process to see happening here. So yeah.
Are the quizzes taken online, like, and then scored online, or so the teacher has to grade the quizzes and then
the teacher has to grade
the score?
Yep. So each quiz is a paper quiz, and it's I you know what, I can show you. Let me pull it up. Because they do have, I only purchased through algebra, but they do have high school geometry. They have it all the way through high school. Let me quick pull it up. So, tab. Let me find the tab. Where are we? Here we go. So this is just my L to J folder. So it has all of the different quizzes. Here's my scores for over the years. So I just have a spreadsheet with the scores. Here's my song list because I'm lazy and I already looked them up. And I was like, okay, we'll just, you know, and then I highlight them as I use them throughout the year so that I don't have to hunt down a whole bunch of new songs. I'll mix them up and add some new ones in from time to time, but it's just easier that way. And then since you're high school, I'll just show you the algebra one. Again, I know they have more, but here, so this was a $10 quiz. But it goes over the standards. Here is for teachers to keep kind of track if they want. Here are the charts. And then, hold on. These are what the quizzes look like.
So each kid gets the same quiz. So like their questions are random, but the kids are getting the same 10 random questions. Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. And then you can go over it as a group if you want. But yes, these are what the quizzes look like.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Any other questions? All right. No problem. We're going to be done by 11. We have a few minutes. Anybody have one last item to share for end of the year, getting us through? No, I noticed no one shared any self-care strategies.
Yeah, Kristin, I'm glad you said that. I was going to say, I don't sound preachy or anything, but I did do a self-care thing because my daughter got us signed up for this Pat Tillman race, which is 4.2 miles up in Phoenix. So we just ran, not this past weekend, but the weekend before. My wife, my son, my daughter, and I. So the four of us, we went to a Diamondbacks game the night before. We had the night in the hotel. We ran the race on Saturday, hung out in Phoenix all day Saturday. So get that family together as much as you can, even though it killed my son to miss work and killed my knees to run 4.2 miles, but it was well worth the time. So just that's my 2 cents without preaching.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I agree. And my daughter is like a self-care advocate. She is 14. I don't know what it is, but we have told her like, this is good for you. And so now she goes around and monitors. She's like, really, you shouldn't be watching anything before bed. Like you should shut that off at least 20 minutes before bed. I'm like, okay, I'll shut it off. I'll read. Okay. But yes, maybe you can find your own self-care advocate in your life, and they can make you walk after dinner and shut the TV off before bed. Hopefully it will help you as well. But I will go ahead and just end a couple minutes early then. Thank you for sharing that last self-care piece. I do hope you are all taking care of yourselves. We are in the home stretch. It is just a, month away or less. We are at the end of the year. So I hope you have a fabulous end of the year. We will be meeting one more time. And perhaps have a little bit of a celebration for finishing the year. But I hope you all have a great rest of your week, and we will see you next month.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kristin.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.